Alright guys, welcome back to another video. We are in the shop. It is Saturday. I know you guys want to see some racing action. We just went to Glizzard. Cal went out there, bust some ass. Old girl still got it. But we were going to take the black sheep out and race, but race was kind of far away. Crew's kind of spread out. Everyone's still kind of trying to get back in the swing of things after being gone for, what, a month. So we're back here in the shop, been doing a lot of cleaning up. I wish you guys appreciated the cleaning up parts that I'd film it, because you guys, it'd probably be exciting, but just to do a quick pan of the shop. We are 50% clean. It was 50% worse when we got back here. We're getting there. We're getting there. I want to talk to you guys quick about the Glizzard. This is kind of a build that is super exciting for me. I can't wait to get it all done. I think it's going to be sweet. It's going to be sweet for the channel because we're going to offer ride-alongs with this car, and it's going to be loud and rowdy. For those of you guys that don't know the setup, I got this car as a roller. It's got a 25.5 chassis in it, stock suspension Mustang. It is a trunk car. It came with, you know, pretty much everything except for front end, and I've been selling stuff off of it. Sold the trunk and wing off of it. I got a set of steel doors with roll-up windows that are for sale, and we're making it race car-ish. We're gonna do a one-piece front end, 4i Fox front end. I like the 4i stuff. So we're gonna do that with a nice little bubble hood, glass doors. It's already got optic armor front and back. We're gonna do optic armor, the Lexan windows in there, and yeah, it's pretty sick. So since I've got it, we've made some changes to it. Originally, it was a Coyote mod motor. It was Coyote? No, it was mod motor.
Mod motor.
It was a mod motor car. So it was single turbo. It was a 6-speed car originally. Then they put a power glide in it, and then they ended up not doing anything for a few years with it. And then I picked it up. So as you can see, no mod motor. We got an LS. This is a TKM badass power plant. It's an LSX block. Some Frankenstein heads. They're cathedral port heads, but they're like 285s. They're pretty massive. Set up solid roller, 460 cubic inches of ass whooping crammed in there in between the frame rails. And then as you can see, we're going to be running an F1X blower. So new air gear drive, worked pretty good. Had this on the burnout truck when we went down to Cletus and Cars. So the blower stuff sounds absolutely sick. The Pro Charger stuff, methanol, it's a pretty sick combo. And that's what this car here, it's more of a, we're not trying to go as fast as possible with it. Obviously, you still want to go fast, but it's going to be a marketing tool for the channel. Do some ride-alongs with it. Take it out there and just pull some wheelies, have some fun, run it a lot Thursday nights, run out Red Springs a lot. I think it could be a competitive car, but I'm not like, if this thing doesn't go damn 420, I'm not going to be pissed. If it goes like 450s to 430s in that range, I'll be extremely happy. So.
It's supposed to be rowdy, not fast.
Rowdy, yeah. Loud, rowdy, fired up, sounds cool, attention getter.
Yeah.
All right, so one thing that we are doing, Mick at Williams Fab, I talked to him. This oil pan, as you can see, the front sump here is quite large. This was actually, I think they built mine off someone else's specs. So they're making me a new one to bring it up, which means we get to remove these, God, spider web, you see me freak out right there? Remove these big spacers, 1.5-inch aluminum spacers. We're gonna be able to take those out. So the front sump is going to be 1.5 inches up. We'll be good to go there. Put the steering rack in there. Everything will be good to go. So it's got tubular K-member, racecraft control arms, a spindle mount front end, Mensa shocks, and I just put some wheels on it. Look at that angle kit. 17-inch RC components. They are the Exile S. Shout out to RC Components for putting the name of the wheels on the wheel. But I like them, they look pretty good. 26-inch tall front tire, and I think it'll look good. It's the first car I've ever done with polished wheels front and back. I've been a fan of like the weld, the blacks, and the black anodized looks good, less maintenance, but I'm not big on making sensible decisions, so more maintenance is better. One thing that I was a little bit bummed about was I got this Billet Specialty Comp 5 rear wheel, and as you can see, it came with a black beadlock ring. And I called them, I was like, hey, can I get it with the polished beadlock ring or just like a raw, non-black anodized beadlock ring? And they're like, sorry to tell you, bud, we don't do that. And I'm just like, 2021, can't get a non-anodized beadlock ring? So then I called my man Joe, Geeter's Custom Finishing, Joe C., the man, the myth, the legend. And he's like, dude, not a problem, send him to me. And look at the badassness. Now, Joe does, I'm not gonna lie, we've been a little slack. The black sheep used to be shining like a diamond in a goat's ass. And then we made some changes, and I haven't sent everything to Joe. You know, hindsight's always 20/20. Being that I was gone for a month, I probably could have taken the stuff off and sent it to Joe before we left, but I didn't really know that was going to happen. So Joe does all of our polishing. I would say he is the no one compares to him. The guys up at DCF, their end product is unlike anything else. Literally mirror. So I sent these beadlock rings right here. Come over here. We'll do a direct comparison. So this is literally what I sent them. They're brand new, just black anodized. Nothing really wrong with them, but I wanted the whole polished look. And this is what I got back. That's insane. That is insane. That looks, it's like a mirror. It is more polished than the wheel itself.
There we go. Camera's having trouble picking it up because
it's that mirror-ish.
Yeah.
Mirror-ish. I mean, it is. Joe at DCF absolutely kills it. He does all of our stuff: hot side, cold side, turbos, backside, compressor wheel. He'll literally do. I've seen him do like lug nuts, I think. Yeah, I mean, he V-band clamps. Like, he is that crazy. When you send him your turbo kit, send him the V-band clamps. Wastegates, he'll polish your wastegate. I mean, knob, he'll. Come on, Joe. You thought that was funny. All right, so what we're going to be doing in today's video is we're going to be putting these on because I want to see how the car will look with the polish ring. Right now the car is black, but we're going to wrap it, I think, orange. I think it's the color we decided on. So we're going to wrap it orange.
It's October. Time to bring out a pumpkin.
Yeah. Not a big Halloween guy, but I do like the color orange. So I'm going to stick this back in here before I mess it up. Joe absolutely knocked it out of the park, so thank you, Joe, at DCF. Here's the other one. I already got it opened before, but I mean, it just is so sick. It's hard to believe this was anodized black. So, Joe killed it. Absolutely killed it. All right, so what else we got going on with this thing is we set up motor plate, mid plate, and motor is set up external oil pump. So, you need to put an oil pump on here. The oil pump setup that I run is right over there. I'll grab it in a second. We're going to run an aviated oil pump with a fuel pump drive off the back, so it's going to be one area, so I'm not going to have oil pump here and fuel pump over there. So once we get that set up, we could really build the headers, and the blower slaps right on there. I did all the measurements, changed the balancer on there, went to a balancer that's got a drive off the back of it to run the oil pump, and that changed our blower spacing. So I'm going to run these up to TKM on Monday, and they're going to machine me. It's just an aluminum, it's like a giant aluminum dowel, essentially the blower spacer. It goes on this side, it goes something like that. It goes right in there, and that chooses how far away from the balancer the blower sits. It's very important to have all that stuff perfect because it is connected directly to your balancer. If there's too much pressure on it, it's pushing against the crank. If there's not enough, and you got some slop, so you got to get it good. So we are going to get these remade 1.12 inches longer is the exact measurement. So we get that, be able to bolt the blower back up. And the other thing that we talked about was how we are going to run a flying magnet, a crank trigger. So I have the crank trigger wheel here. I talked about it previously, and it's pretty going through similar stuff on the Bad Apple right now. So it's going to be centered on this ring right here. So when you put this on, notice how there's no run out, like it doesn't move at all. So this, right, actually ends up working perfectly, is your blower adapter, and that goes right in there, and then right here, you got no run out. So it actually works out great. So the only thing that we're gonna have to do is drill some holes through the flying magnet, through the crank trigger, because it only has 3 that are usable. We're gonna have to drill the other 3, and then that will sit right there and be centered. This will go right there and be centered, and then the blower will couple right in there and then bolt right up, and we'll be good to go. Get a timing pointer set up on the balancer. We're going to remove this factory cam sensor and run a HOLLEY cam sensor, and then we'll be able to put the Hall effect sensor, flying magnet, whatever you guys would like to use. We'll have that right there, and then we'll be good to go. So pretty simple setup. Everything is going to be from like the balancer back as far as running any drives. The blower has a drive up top, but it's already stepped up. So we talked about running the oil pump off that, but your gear ratios and everything are, it's already magnified, so it would be a little bit more difficult to do so. Now that we got all that stuff figured out, really it's just mount the oil pump, which, let me show you the oil pump, very nice. Here is the Aviate oil pump. This is what we run on the Black Sheep, a little bit different. This one is a passenger side mount. As you can see, it's got that 45 coming out to give you clearance from the block, and your fuel pump drive is off the back. So it's got a bunch of different holes in there so you can run different style fuel pumps. But I think this is very simple. Setup on it is great. Oil pump works great. I'm looking at like 85 pounds of oil pressure at idle, and then you rack it, it goes up to like 100 pounds of oil pressure. Being on a turbo methanol car, oil pressure, you know, keep an eye on it. This is very, very happy with this. So
does it also comes with terms of safety? So like if it throws the oil pump belt, it'll also quit fueling the car?
Well, that is just a built-in feature just by design, because as soon really anytime that you throw the belt off, if the engine runs without oil pressure, there's probably going to be some damage, but you can't run without fuel, so the fuel pump stops spinning as well. If you have it like we have it set up on this one, where we're going to be running the oil pump down here, right? So oil pump goes here, fuel pump off the crank, you could sling this belt off there and the fuel pump's still getting fuel, the motor's still going to run until it just locks up. So could this save some damage? Potentially, yes. So this guy here, we're going to do some motor plate trimming, and then we'll hang this something like that, and we should be good to go. So I think it'll work great. You gotta bring it back behind this and up, so we'll probably have it cut up somewhere right here where the top of the belt will go above the lower stand of the blower, and then go underneath, and then we'll run our fuel pump, all our fuel lines and everything will be over there. Try to stick fuel filter, oil filter somewhere back here, run the fuel line back up there, and then try to keep everything compact and back and low so we have room to run the zoomies, because I gotta build those. Because zoomies, yeah. This thing's not coming out without zoomies. So that's the game plan with this thing. I guess what Travis and I are gonna do now, we're gonna swap bead-lock rings, call this video wrap, edit it, get it out to you guys, and then we're going to get working on what we're going to do for tomorrow's video. So the Glizzard is a lot of thought going into this, and it's got a lot of badass parts. So I even put a new balancer on there just because this one right here was kind of beat. As you can see, there's the difference in the drive. There's no drive on the back of this. This just sits up close to the front cover, but same shell and everything. So this thing would literally sit like that. So that's why you got to make those different stands. But yeah, this one, this build here has been taxing on my mind. So after we do all that stuff, hope to get that stuff wrapped up by Tuesday or so. We're going to send the car over to Business Performance, pick up the Colorado, and new firewall going in this thing.
So the old switcheroo, Colorado's coming back.
Colorado's coming back. This is going over Junior's. You can do firewall, gas pedal, brake pedal, mount the seats, steering column, and then once we get the blower on there, kind of like just a little tubular front end for it, and I think we'll be good. I think we'll be good to go. So yeah, don't forget October 1st, starting, big deal, big giveaway coming on. Caprice, huge motor, 6-liter, huge cam, absolutely massive. It's got like 9 million inches of lift. That thing literally broke the motor mount in the car. We're putting new motor mounts in it because the cam is so big. Daily driver giveaway, lsnasty.com, starting October 1st. Every dollar you spend on lsnasty.com is an entry to win the Caprice. So, never done daily driver giveaway, always done the race car turbo stuff. I think you guys will appreciate the daily driver stuff just as much, maybe if not more, because you know that if you win it, you get to drive it to work all the time. AC, blows cold. Radio, it's got one, unlike all the other cars I've given away. Like, this has so many more features. Back doors, it's got them. Big trunk, it's got it.
Back seat,
it's got it. I mean, it's got every other car I've given away. It didn't have any of that stuff. So, I'm excited to give it away. It's actually going to get wrapped/painted next week, so be on the lookout. It's going to look absolutely sick, and then we're going to give it to one of you guys. So, we got a brand new merch drop coming out October 1st. We're releasing a new shirt every week, and we got some badass stuff coming out. So I hope you guys are excited. New mystery box, new website, new entry method. It's going to be absolutely sick. So thank you guys so much for watching. Well, I guess we're not going to end this. We'll give you guys a little clip once we put the other beadlock ring on there and show you what it's like with that DCF shine on the Glizzard. There it is on the car. Obviously, we got a slick on there, so it'll look a little bit different with a radial, but absolutely in love with the polished beadlock ring and completely polished wheel. I think it looks sweet. The car being orange, I think it's going to look absolutely awesome. It's going to be like a real nice burnt orange, big wing, dark tint. I think it's going to look absolutely sick. So we'll set it down on the ground. I dig it. I'm very happy with the decision to go polished front and back. I think it looks good. 17 front, 15 by 12, 4.5 inch backspace in the rear. So I think it'll look good. We'll get it set down nice, real low once we're ready to go racing. It's already kind of tucking the tire back here too, which, you know, I dig it. I dig it. So I'm excited. Travis, big shout out to Travis. He like wiped the car down. First time since I've owned it, he actually wiped it down. So the car had a wrap on it before, so you can see where it just peeled up some of the paint. So we're gonna have Shannon build me a nice big ass wing for it. The world's largest Fox body wing. It's gonna be built by Shannon over at Bloodbath Racing, so check him out.
Burn down tank.
Stephen E. Rock Solid Motorsports, making the absolutely sickest of products ever. So that's one of their medium-sized burn down tanks. Highly recommend it if you're running anything that's making decent horsepower. It's a race car. You need to have one of those. Put it in the trunk. Make sure it can hold the capacity. Well, with all of his stuff, you know, they can hold, you know, with all the lines, they can hold the capacity of what you're running oil volume wise. And dude, I've been dying to have one that had a stack coming out the trunk, so we got that coming. I was gonna say the stack is long so that you cut it to fit the trunk. No, you don't have it chimney out that high. No, it'll be you know, snug. It'll look good. So we got a lot of stuff. It's all coming together. I know it kind of seems pretty far right now, but once we get the, you know, once it gets back from juniors, it's gonna be make zoomies, wire it up, get it wrapped, hit the track. So I think we're gonna have a couple builds coming together at just about the same time. So it's gonna be good. We're gonna have Matt wiring everything. He's gonna be like the wiring guy. Like we're gonna lock him in here for like 3 weeks straight and say all you can do is wiring. So I gotta beat Wes. I'm trying to get this done before Wes gets his car done. Ooh, well, won't that be like Matt's doing both, isn't he? You know, Matt is very underpaid and very overworked. You know, so if I, you know, give him a nice meal at Smithfield's or something, he might get him to work on my stuff. So, all right, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Get excited. We got that LS Nasty Daily Driver giveaway coming up October 1st. Bunch of new merchandise coming out on the brand new LS Nasty website, so check that stuff out. If you haven't already, go down, click that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, and we'll see you guys in tomorrow's upload.
He gets to buy this round. John Doc got to buy this round.